welcome back to an Arma 3 tutorial. We're going to go over the Drongo's artillery mod in this video. So we got ourselves good options. We have options, which basically allows you to customize it a little bit with basically debugging, side chat if you want that on, if you want map clicking allowed, and then choosing the side forces. So if you want English on blue 4 you can, or you basically change it however you wish. And then so on and so forth. And then if you want to restrict access to certain assets, you can also do restrict users, voice sets, suicide drones, which if you want to do insurgent mod, you can. They also added like a little satellite mod, so that spawns a satellite, which we could show you here in a little bit. And then there's also a beam strike, orbital, and a railgun orbital strike, which are like kind of your doomsday weapons. There's assets here as well. We got ground-based CRAM weapons. They also have ground-based artillery radar. They also added different types of launchers for drones, EMP missiles, and then other types of missile launchers. Yep, and then your suicide drones. Alright, we'll get to the thing. So, to access the artillery screen, you press the home key on your keyboard, and you get basically your selection. This uses all artillery, so you could basically have your hammer, your scorchers, even your the new commando mortar for the force reaction mod, or just the regular. But if you have your own squad members deploy them and man them, this will not work. So of course you got that. So we got artillery, we got loitering munitions, so you can basically hop in your loitering munitions if you use the artillery one, or if you place down a suicide drone. And you could basically have it choose targets, and then it will do its best. You can also set its altitude or tell it to move. And it will instantly try to kill everything, or specifically target whatever you select. We also have cruise missiles, which is really nice. We'll go over this a little bit later, but basically you pick this, you set your waypoints, and then you choose your targets. Pretty nice. Then we got the CRAM, which we could disable for the second. And then you got your radar alert on. Then you got your satellite, which of course you could have it move. With your satellite, you can access a UAV terminal. And basically it works just like a UAV. Like here we got a little group of guys in near a little compound. And then so on and so forth. Then we go to here, then you can basically change your map grids if you want to access this. You can change the grid numbers or whatnot, and then change the color of them on the map grid. Then you got force release. So if you're in artillery and say you control, because yeah, everything if you want to use has to be controlled. There is a you could, if you know the target, you can manually input to plot your fire coordinates, or you could just do map click. But if you, let's say, if you don't want to longer control him because you want to use a different specialty, you can. And then of course you got your view distance, and then exit, reset. EMP basically obliterates things. So if we were to go to our EMP launcher, select control, map select, and choose the direction we want to hit. Then here you can choose basically point, box, circle if you want it, depending on how you want to spread out your artillery, depending on your mission. Then
message to observer. Over.
this takes a little bit of time for it to basically process and fire.
Shot over. Splash over.
So all artillery and missiles are also able to be shot down. And then boom. And of course then if you don't want to be using that artillery anymore, you can. You could also have your mini drone. We know we got targets over here, so our satellite view. And we can tell it to deploy 2 drones.
Message to observer. Over.
And the artillery will keep its direction pointed the same.
Shot over.
Then we can go back to our little menu here. Go to loitering munitions. Tell him to attack vehicles only, auto. Have him attack man, auto. And since this is a little ways away, we can come over here. Yeah, friendly fire seems to be a thing. But it got its target. So, probably best to deploy those far, far away before changing your targets so they don't hit friendlies. Then, before we get too crazy, let's turn our C-RAM back on for the last little demonstration. So here, the radar will determine the counter battery. So we'll mark these guys' as position. And the C was destroys those. But now that we know what the enemy's position is, we can now fire our cruise missiles. And the cool thing with the cruise missiles is you could choose like different paths, so you could have it coming from the city here and then go right into those targets. That will do the fire launch first one. Then you just press launch, and then the cruiser fires. Then you can also have it fire again. And just to make sure, you can also have a direct, and it'll show you the guidance of it and everything. I'll do a cluster just for the right off our little destroyer out there. And our missiles will be able to be detected and shot down. Do thermal just for the fun. And that is it. Oh, also the CSAS side in India can get assets like the MLRS systems that they normally wouldn't get in this mod. But that is it for this mod. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.